Welcome everyone. We're just going live today. We're celebrating the fact that I have left San Francisco and I have landed. I have landed in Las Vegas. Vegas is going to be a good time. We're just going to be spending some time here today to just mostly do kind of an open Q&A to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Like I'm here to show you guys like just to be casual, just to be a kind of casual little Q&A. Talking about stuff like. But yeah, I have relocated. I am now a Nevada resident. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of a crazy time to be alive. But I'm here to answer any y'all's questions about the future or about AI data, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm here to do that, and hopefully we can get some good kind of stuff going. Stick around. There's definitely going to be some incentives and stuff in this live as well. So make sure you stick around for that. Hey, what's up, Lubo? Nice to see you again. Yeah, and so I mean, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? It's an interesting time to be alive, right? It's like what 2026, AI is coming, data is getting big, everything's getting crazy. No one knows what the hell's going on. We're just trying to figure out like what is even happening in our lives, right? It's kind of nuts, right? Like skill matters less now, right? As you can kind of just like make new products very easily and like you can do all this stuff. Doing my AI agent, amazing, Lubo. I'm happy for you. Happy that you have a good old AI agent that's vibing, right? So you said, where have been the best places you've lived? That's a good question. I've lived in a couple places. So I spent most of my life in northern Utah. Like I spent about 20 years of my life in northern Utah. And then I spent about 9 years of my life in the Bay Area. I lived 1 year in Washington, D.C. I've lived a couple months like Seattle and a couple months Thailand and a couple different places like that as well. And now I'm in Vegas. Vegas will be a very interesting new life for me. I'm excited about. I really like the Bay Area. I like San Francisco. I think it's a beautiful, wonderful place. The weather's always amazing and always wonderful, and like, I mean, who knows? I might end up coming back. Like based on my history, I'll probably be back in the Bay Area by the end of the year. But who knows? Who knows what will actually end up happening? I'm just trying to step through my life and try to understand things a little bit better, But if you guys are interested in like whatever you want to talk about, the Databricks bootcamp launches soon. We are pushing it back a week, so it'll be starting on the 15th of February instead of the 9th. It should be about the same, and so I'm excited to do that. Like we're pushing it back because the students of the 15-week challenge are really burnt out because we are finishing week 5 of the 15-week challenge today, and we're doing like Snowflake, advanced Snowflake, and Cortex and document parsing. It's getting pretty technical, getting pretty crazy actually. Coral's saying come to Miami. I've heard good things about Miami. Miami's an interesting place. I definitely like. That's one of my goals though. Is like when I'm like one of the things about naming my home base as Vegas is to open myself up to the rest of the world and travel more. That's literally like the other kind of statement I'm saying. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I'm moving to Vegas, so I'm just going to spend the next 12 months in the desert sweating my balls off. And no, like it's going to be open traveling events. I'm hoping to see a bunch of things, right? Will you be close to Fremont, Vegas downtown? I'm going to live right on the strip, dude. I don't give a shit. Everyone's like, avoid the strip. I'm living right on the strip. So living right across the street from the Bellagio. So hopefully you guys can see me there. That'll be pretty awesome. Like it's going to be a good time. It's gonna be a great time. I'm here to answer any of y'all's questions. If you have other questions about data, AI, whatever you want to talk about, I'm here. I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm at your disposal today, right? We have about an hour here to just be vibing. But yeah, it's gonna be it's a good time. Like we're teaching the 15-week challenge is going amazingly, right? We have students who have built some really awesome capstone projects already, and there's another 10 weeks to go. And so I guess 11 weeks to go because we're taking a break next week. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to see where all this stuff ends up going. But I'm curious what you guys are thinking about. Are you guys concerned about anything? Like, what does the future hold for you guys? What are your thoughts about the future? Are you hopeful? Are you pessimistic? Are you relieved? Are you anxious? Like there's so many different words that you can use like as a relationship to the future. And I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's on December, February 15th. February 15th. Here I can show you guys like kind of like what that's gonna look like. Let's share that. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, now you can see. Okay, so here's like the Data Expert Academy, right? And so we have this academy right here. We have the Databricks bootcamp, and so you'll see here in the curricula we have all of our content here. We're going to be mostly the big things here are going to be we're going to talk a lot about Delta Table. We're going to talk about advanced Spark, like how to troubleshoot skew and joins and the query plan and like all the really sweaty things that you do with Spark. Then we're going to be talking about real-time data with Delta Live Table. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to have managing unstructured data and building AI agents with Databricks, because Databricks has this thing called Agent Bricks. So these are going to be like the 5 weeks. And then we also have other important things here, right? We have a Q&A session. We have tech talks, right? There'll be a career dev session if you're like looking to like update your resume, learn a little bit more about interviewing. We'll be talking about the book. If you've read the book, Designing Data-Intensive Applications, right? That's going to be the next one, right? I'm curious if there's any new data engineering bootcamp starting soon. Yep, that's this bootcamp right here. That's this guy right here. This guy is going to be really awesome. I'm really excited for this guy. So, and obviously there's homework and a capstone project. There's going to be a capstone project that's really awesome. And so, yeah. And if you buy, you lifetime access to this content, and it's really good for engineers and analysts looking to switch to data engineering. You can check out the schedule to kind of understand what this challenge looks like. So yeah, and it's actually going to be starting a little bit later. Like we're going to be starting in the 16th of February, not the 9th. We're going to be moving it back 1 week. So yeah, let's see here. What is the latest? Is AI going to replace everyone? I mean, eventually, right? I think eventually AI is going to replace everyone, but not right now. So I highly recommend checking out this thing. You can actually use code Databricks20. So with the code Databricks20, you can actually get the price down quite a bit here. You'll see we have the price down to 2,400. You can get 20% off that way, right? So, yo, I'm in Vegas, lived here for a long time. You should really you really should consider not living on the Strip, dude. I mean, I don't know. I have a 6-month lease, Dorian, and like I need to live somewhere walkable. The problem for me was like why I picked the Strip is nowhere else in Vegas is walkable. Everywhere else is you are a slave to your car, right? And so I was like, okay, I will pick somewhere that's at least somewhat walkable. And that seemed like that was going to be the Strip. And I'm there for 6 months. And if I might be eating my words in July or August, but we will see. Right, I just needed to pick somewhere that was going to work. But like, I looked at a bunch of places like in Summerlin and a bunch of other places, but like, they just didn't seem like they were that walkable, right? And I need a walkable community for sure. That's like, that's one of the things that kept me in SF for so long. Like was exactly that. So I mean, I don't know. Since Microsoft Fabric is a full data platform, do you think there will be many companies using it? Of course, there will always be companies using Microsoft Fabric. Always. Just like there will always be companies that use Microsoft Excel. Always, right? That doesn't mean they're going to be companies that you necessarily want to work for, but there will always be companies for sure. Hello, Zach. Wishing you the best. One question. What you think will be the primary objective purposes for AI in the next 5 years? Automating business. Like you got to think about like the most predictable high ROI tasks that can happen. Like customer service flows are a really good example, like because they're pretty predictable. Like there's only a certain number of different flows that can happen, and AI can really enable a much better experience because you can have 24/7. The thing I love about the idea is like, how you used to have to call a company and like you'd be on hold and you have to wait for a human to actually do something for you. Like I think gone are the days of like waiting on hold. I think in the future we will have infinite customer service agents that will help us. That's like a very obvious and ripe place to leverage AI. But in the future, there's obviously more. There's like coding and software, and there's like a lot of different places where the world is a little bit more. The places where the world is more algorithmic is going to be the easier places to automate. That's going to be the places that I think would be better. And then there's going to be places that are going to be more challenging, right? Hey, Zach, what do you think about remote B2B data engineering from Eastern Europe? Do we stand a chance? Yes. I mean, you stand a chance for a bunch of reasons. Like one is like you can charge lower prices. Like that's one thing, right? Because Eastern Europe, the cost of living is a little bit lower. You don't have to charge like 200K, and so like yeah, 100%. Like there's a lot of I know a lot of good contractors in Eastern Europe that are crushing it, right? So I think that that's something, and like you can probably get better. Definitely, you'll be able to get better deals charging American clients than you will be like charging clients in Eastern Europe. But like, yeah, it's definitely possible. It's just like it's a branding problem, but definitely doable, right? All right. I'm working on a custom data analysis tool for students using Qt Designer. What modules from Power BI or Tableau do you think are the most essential for students to learn data analytics? I mean, Tableau is mostly about like visual storytelling, right? So it's like, can you tell a story with data? Do you understand like table calculations? Table calculations are super important, like ranking and averaging, and it's like the window function, right? The window function is kind of the idea, right? And then like what else? I guess like the chart types and how to build a good dashboard, how to like use the filters on a dashboard so that like you can build a very dynamic interactive dashboard. Yeah. But a 6 month lease isn't bad and you'll have fun on the strip. Yeah, that's what I figured, Dorian. Is like it might be exhausting and it might be terrible, but it might be great. And it's probably gonna be all of those things. But like, yeah, I'm excited. I honestly feel like and I feel like I'll be closer to people, right? I'll be more central to like where everyone else is at. I have no idea though. It seems like everyone is in Summerlin. Everyone is actually in Summerlin. Everyone who's actually reached out is like saying they're like, "Hey, I'm not on the strip. I'm in Summerlin." And I'm like, "Okay, like maybe I should have picked a place in Summerlin, but I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. The main thing for me is getting residency and getting the tax savings and getting my life squared away. And then like I feel like by the summertime, I will have a much better idea of like what I like and what I don't like about Vegas, and then that will allow me to like be in a better spot. But it's gonna be good. I'm excited. The Databricks bootcamp is gonna be pretty awesome. Like we're gonna be really grinding through it over the next 5 weeks. That should be really fun. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun to find some things to like do there. I hope you guys can stick around and like build with me, right? Oh yeah, we're also doing a free vibe coding boot camp. We're gonna be doing a vibe coding boot camp. Let me show you guys that real quick. So let's do that. We're launching a free vibe. It's a 2 day boot camp. Should be very quick. So see vibe coding boot camp using Addle. So Addle is it's a CLI tool like Claude Code, and we will give you free credits with Addle to learn with. So I would highly recommend checking out this free vibe coding bootcamp. I will drop the link in the description right here, so you can or drop it here. So if you just go to learn.dataexpert.io, that'll be the place to go. Are you planning to do more international travel this year? 100%, 100,000%. Like yes, like that's one of the things that I think people like when they like judged me for picking Vegas. Like it's like guys, like freaking like you know what sucks when you travel internationally? You know what sucks the most is when you're paying $7,000 a month for an apartment that's empty and then you're traveling, right? And then you're spending all this money on food and you're spending all this money on stuff traveling, and then you think about it and you're like, I'm still spending more on an empty room in San Francisco. And it's like, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? So like that's where like establishing residency in a place where it's a lot cheaper is freaking so worth it. Cause then it's like when you're traveling, you're a lot more untethered and you're not thinking about the cost that you're spending on the other side. Just transition from analytics engineer to solutions architect. Good move. I mean, it's all right. I think that it's like those two roles are both great. I would never be a solutions architect personally. I think it requires too much like human like stuff and too much like politics and bullshit. But like definitely it really depends on the person. If you're in an external facing role and you love sales and you love stakeholders and you love all that stuff, then solutions architect is a good idea. But if not, then I think it was probably a terrible idea. Any recommendation on vector DBs to learn Milvus, Pinecone, Elasticsearch? Just use PG Vector. I don't know, man. Like, drop the link in the comments for the vibe coding bootcamp. Yeah, learn.dataexpert.io. Just go learn.dataexpert.io. And yep, that's where you can go for the free vibe coding bootcamp. Make sure that you guys make an account at sylph.ai. So sylph.ai, sylph.ai. That's going to be the other big thing that you need to do, because this free vibe coding bootcamp is going to be amazing. So like what the goal is here is we're going to build a SaaS product in 2 days. So on February 14th, very amazing landing page. And then on February 15th, we will turn it into a fully fledged functioning SaaS product that you can deploy. So in 2 days, the goal is we're going to build a SaaS product that is going to be really, really inspiring and really powerful. So like definitely like I'm excited. I'm excited for that, right? That's awesome. If you visit Australia, I'll shout you a meal. Thank you, bro. Like I might do data eng bytes this year. I need to talk with Peter to see what he's all about. Data eng bytes might be a good idea. What are the hot job titles now? AI engineer, data engineer. I don't know, forward deploy engineer, which is like one of the most annoying job titles that I fucking hate, but it is what it is. So like, I highly recommend checking out this vibe coding bootcamp. So like, I want to show you guys like just how easy this actually is to work with. So I'm just going to share my entire screen here so you guys can like kind of see what's going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a new project. I'm just going to say make project, make dir. I'm going to say this is like SaaS project, right? Or I guess it's SaaS project, right? And then we're going to CD into that. And I'm going to say addle, right? So now this is my coding agent. And it's going to set up. So now I'm in my coding agent. And one of the things that's really cool about addle versus Claude Code is you can actually freaking switch models very easily. So I can be like model here, right? And then I'm like, okay, I want to use Gemini, or I want to use GPT-4. I like how GPT-4 is a choice. That's funny. But like you can also use Gemini Flash, because Gemini and Opus kind of give a different vibe. So what I can do is I'm like generate the boilerplate code for an e-commerce brand that sells sneakers. Make sure to use Next.js, right? And then this will just like go ahead and this is gonna vibe, and it's gonna like create out the boilerplate code that we are gonna do. And obviously, there's literally no code in this repo right now, so it's gonna set up a basic freaking brand idea where you can like literally sell a shop. So this is going to go ahead and build all this stuff. And this is exactly the kind of tooling and stuff that we're going to be working through on the vibe coding bootcamp, because they understand that like vibe coding is so tricky, because like some people think vibe coding is like Lovable or Replit, and you have to use like these dinky ass little like web pages that like they abstract away a lot of the stuff, right? And then like it went from that to like, you know, coding agents like Addle and Claude Code are actually significantly better, because they give you full control. You have a complete repo, right? It's like if you're an actual engineer, it's insane. It's so insane to use something like it'd be so insane to use something like Lovable or Replit. Like you got to use Claude Code or Addle or like, you know, Codex. Those are really the only choices. And so like this vibe coding bootcamp will be very different from like, you know, those kind of standard vibe coding bootcamps where they just open up Lovable and they're like, here, build a SaaS product, right? It's like, nah, like, so it's in 10 days. It's in 10 days. I highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be really awesome. Right. Like just as a reminder, right, it's right here. You go to learn.dataexpert.io, and we're going to do this vibe coding bootcamp using Addle. And you'll see here we have our it's grinding away. It's going to need a little bit of time here before it's like done, but it's building everything out pretty quickly here, which I'm excited to see what happens on the other side of that. So yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. Here, I'm going to stop screen sharing for a little bit so we can see what's up. How did the shift happen from being critical of Databricks to eventually launching a Databricks-focused bootcamp, if I may ask? Databricks funded me, right? They actually gave me the credits, right? Like the Databricks CEO reached out and he got me into the program. He got me into the startup program. So I was critical of Databricks because I launched a Databricks bootcamp, and then they told me they were going to support me. Databricks told me they were going to support me with credits. They said that to me, right? And then after I did an entire Databricks bootcamp, they changed their mind. They said, never mind. They were like, you don't qualify for the startup program. So then that pissed me off. I felt used and I felt very frustrated. So then I called them out on social media and I boycotted the Databricks summit, the Databricks AI summit, and I kind of booed them. And then that boycott caught the attention of the CEO of Databricks. He reaches out. he freaking makes it right. He gets me into the startup program. So now I have freaking credits. And then he also has been helping me with sales. He's been helping me with sales. So like it went from having absolutely no corporate support from Databricks to having a lot of support from Databricks. So it's like I'm down to work with these companies if they're down to help me too, you know? Like if they're not down to help me, if they're not going to give me credits or they're not going to help me with sales, if they're not going to do anything, I'll teach AWS, right? Because AWS is the cheapest and they already give me credits. AWS already gives me credits. So it's like freaking I'm just gonna go back to like the fundamental. Like if I don't get support from any other company, I'll go back to the fundamental and go back to just like basic cloud structure, right? Kind of using Glue and Spark on AWS with S3 tables and stuff like that, you know. Like I would say that's the main thing that happened, right? And so I mean, this is this is going to be a good time. Like I'm excited about it. Do you think Ralph Kimball's teachings are still applicable today? 100%. 100%. Like freaking business, BI, facts and dimensions and modeling still matter a lot, right? Because one of the things to be thinking about, right, is AI, you still need to freaking do it, right? Um, uh, uh, is Databricks good or not? We need jobs, not personal drama. Yes, Databricks is amazing. Databricks is one of the most sought after skills, right? Because Databricks they are the creator of Spark. Spark is the most important skill to learn as a data engineer. It really is. That's going to be really, really important. And then so Spark is really the tool that I teach. And I know Spark really well. I've been teaching Spark since before Databricks, and it's the same tool I've been teaching for the last 10 years. Spark is the tool that I used at Netflix and Airbnb and Facebook to build very high volume data pipelines. And so we teach Spark a lot in the bootcamp as well. So and then it's great. I think I personally don't like to talk about tool or platforms as much as brands. I like to talk more about tools. So Spark is what it is, but like calling it the Databricks Bootcamp is what is going to get more people through the door because it's a better marketing term than calling it like the Spark Data Engineering Bootcamp. Even though some people would prefer it to be called the Spark Data Engineering Bootcamp because that's we focus more on that than we do on like trying to sell Databricks, right? Because it's like it's really about distributed compute, open table formats, job orchestration, kind of like the fundamental skills that are applicable to every data engineering role. Like, because one of the things you got to realize is like whether you learn Snowflake or you learn Databricks or you learn freaking Airflow or you learn Databricks workflows or you learn Prefect or you learn Dagster or you learn Mage, it's like if you learn any of those tools, it doesn't really matter that much because they're all the same tool. They're all the same tool, right? It's like because they all teach like freaking the same shit. It's just a different flavor, right? Literally every second job ad I see is asking for Databricks at the moment. Yeah, see, Peter, you know what's up. You know what's up. So it's like, yeah, 100%. This is I have my pulse on the job market very strongly, right? And like I've already taught 3 of these Databricks bootcamps. This is literally V4 of the Databricks bootcamps. I've already put over 100 people in Databricks engineering roles. It's already happened. So it's like, I know it's a very powerful place to be, right? So, I mean, definitely understand that like that's where you can definitely find a lot of value. You can find a lot of value and a lot of connection from like trying this stuff out, right? Because it's important. It's super important, and that like and Databricks is like going to be leading in this space, right? It's like I used to think it was going to be like all AWS, but like I have been very disappointed with AWS in terms of like I think they just like have given up and let Databricks win. Because the thing that blows my mind is like, so you know how there's Microsoft Fabric, right? Which is trying to compete with Databricks, but Microsoft Fabric is kind of a piece of shit, right? Why does AWS not have something like that? Why does AWS not have? Why isn't there like Amazon Fabric? Like, why doesn't that not exist? Like, they threw away an unbelievable amount of value by not building that, right? Because I would have believed in that tool first over Databricks, right? Because it's like I believe because at the end of the day, Databricks just uses AWS anyway, right? It's just Databricks is a layer on top, right? That's all it is, right? And so like freaking like, and I always like going as low of the layer as you possibly can go because then you get more control, right? That's just the nature of how things work. It's an interesting trade though. Like I'm bullish on Delta too. Delta table super good. Iceberg super good, right? Have short form media platforms been useful for your business? Yeah, I convert a lot of customers from Instagram. I convert a lot. I get a lot of emails and convert a lot of customers from Instagram for sure. That's a very, very important part of my business. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. It's gonna be a good time. Like I hope that we can all kind of like do Databricks together and just really like crush it, you know? What the hell? 1 second. Where's this at? Am I not in this course? Oh, interesting. Okay, I need to update that. Okay, anyways, what else are you guys talking about? What else is on your mind? I'm here for about another half an hour, so like I'm excited to see like where we can go with all this stuff, you know, because it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be should be like one of the best times, you know, like this the future is so bright, right? Clickbait. I thought you were on the road. Yeah, I'm not on the road. I was on the road. I went live on the road, but then I got suspended from TikTok live because someone reported me for being unsafe for like being on live on the road, even though I was doing full self driving and it was like totally safe. Not trying to be pushy, and thanks for your time, but how would you start looking for remote B2B jobs if you were in my shoes? I have no idea, bro. Like I would remote B2B jobs. Like I don't know where you live. I have no idea. Like I would say build a brand on LinkedIn, create content, freaking build a Fiverr and build an Upwork profile, and then just start doing jobs for cheap and then get good reviews and then build from there. That's exactly what I would do. Like it's kind of simple. It's like build a brand, build marketing. That's all you got to do. So like I mean, remember guys, like this boot camp is going to be amazing, right? So this is going to be our the Databricks boot camp that we're working through. It's going to be freaking awesome. I'm really excited about it. Like we have the winter 2026 Databricks boot camp. It'll be Databricks on AWS, and it's going to be Delta Table, Advanced Spark, sick. Like everything about it is going to be so sick. It's going to be like probably like my favorite. It's going to be like my one of my favorite boot camps I've ever delivered. So like, and like we're finally like getting to a point where things are stable, right? Where it feels like it's going to be good. Hey, business question. What's the next business you're leaning towards? I understand the education market is limited. I mean, it's not that limited. Like, I mean, it's limited in the fact that you don't have recurring customers, right? So that's the problem. Is like people are like, thanks for the learning. I'll never see you ever again, right? That's it, right? Any books, courses you recommend for advanced SQL, especially for SQL interviews? So, I mean, really, like, there's going to be a couple options here, right? So we do have inside, like, if you take the Databricks bootcamp, we have 5 hours of interview skills. It's another segment that is also included where you can learn about like SQL interviews, data modeling interviews, data architecture interviews, all that kind of stuff, right? Complete roadmap for data scientists to become competitive applicant for data engineering roles. That's a very big ask. Like learn Spark, learn Airflow, learn Iceberg, right? That's going to be uh, the way to go, right? AWS seems to be more of a component approach. Microsoft seems to be building an ecosystem, albeit not always very well. Certainly a missed opportunity regarding Microsoft Fabric equivalent. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I would love to like see AWS do that, right? Because it's like they don't have to just sell the Legos. They can sell the kits too. They can sell the bigger pieces, right? So any books. So like, I mean, like I like why do you need books, man? Like I would just go like if you just give a shit about SQL interviews, you don't need courses. You don't need courses. You don't need shit. Don't read books. That's such a waste of time. Like just freaking go to LeetCode, like go to leetcode.com, right? Just go to leetcode.com and then go here and freaking just do your SQL here. And then freaking live happily ever after. And it's like $100 and then you're done, right? And just do 100 problems, right? We have something similar at Data Expert, actually. If you go to dataexpert.io/questions, so we actually have like a set of like 100, or we have a set of like 50 like questions that you can do for varying difficulty, right? These are going to be some, you can practice your SQL skills both on Snowflake and on Trino. We're going to be adding BigQuery pretty soon as well as like a third platform. So like you can kind of learn your skills as you go forward. So yeah, it's going to be good. Any plans on learning how to make content or money using AI? I already make tons of money using AI. Like already tons tons of money using AI. Like it's freaking so easy. Like you guys don't even understand. Like, so like you want to see something that like made me like a weird amount of money. So if I go to programs and then I go to freaking let's go to the analytics engineering camp. This is the one that is ending in like tomorrow. Tech creator. You see this like AI fit scoring. So this is gonna be the this is my like these are the AI outreach. So we can go to the outreach segment. So this is going to be the okay. So these are all of the people that we scored, all of our prospects that we scored. So like you see, this person's a 90% fit because they're looking for a data engineering role. And then what you can do, right, is with AI, we see exactly why they're a good fit and exactly why they have gaps. And then what we do is we generate a cold outreach message. So I can just like copy this message, right? And then I can go to view LinkedIn profile, right? And then what we can do is this goes directly to that person's LinkedIn profile, and then I can just send them a message. Just send them, see, and I already sent them that message, right? Boom, right? And like not everyone responds. Only like freaking a small percent of people respond, but like enough people respond that it'll be good. Amazon will acquire Databricks. Just give it time. No, they won't. Are you high? Are you freaking high? Amazon's not going to acquire Databricks, dude. Databricks is like a $200 billion company. Like, you think that that's going to be a way to do it? What are the prerequisites for someone to join the winter 2026 data engineering bootcamp? They need to know a couple things, right? One is they need to have like some Python experience. You have to have Python experience for sure. You also need to have at least a little bit of Spark exposure. You have to have ran Spark before. You have to know like a little bit about Spark. And that's it. That's it, really. I mean, if you know a little bit about Spark and you know Python, then you should be good. Like that's going to be the two big things that you need. How do you handle these cloud access without people abusing cost on your cloud bill? Well, I monitor it very closely, right? So we get ahead of it. So I'm not great at this. I've lost $20,000-$30,000 from students doing stupid shit, right? I'm not perfect at this. This is something I'm working on, trying to figure out how to like manage the cloud costs a little bit better, right? But like for now, what we do is we monitor it closely. Like we just look at daily costs, and then if a student is running a job that's super expensive, we just cut them off, right? And so that's the big thing you got to do, is just monitor daily costs. And we have an attribution model, so we know exactly what student is running what job. So that's going to be pretty great, right? I think that AI will not replace software data engineers for at least 1 to 2 decades. It's just a super powerful tool, but without knowledge and guidance, it's catastrophic. I don't know. 2 decades is a long time, bro. 2 decades ago, I was a child. 2 decades ago, I was freaking 12 years old, bro. Like, and like, I mean, I don't know, like that's like a long time ago. Like you're trying to predict, like imagine in 2005, in 2005, you're trying to predict like where the world is today. Like, do you think you could have predicted like in 2005, you could have predicted social media. You could have predicted freaking AI agents. You could have predicted freaking like streaming services. You could have predicted, there's like so many things that dominate our life nowadays that like in 2005, there's no way you could have predicted because it's just too far away. Right. So like, I don't think of it. I don't think AI is going to take the jobs in 2 years or 4 years. Like I think like 20 years is very hard to predict though. You have no idea, right? Because in 20 years, like who the hell knows what kind of breakthroughs and what other things are going to happen that are like could like, because the iteration is going to keep going, right? Thoughts on latest thoughts on latest Anthropic latest releases, Claude Code and Claude Cowork. They're pretty cool. I mean, Cowork is cool because now like the context isn't dropped, right? So then you can kind of like share all the context between people, right? I like Cowork. Cowork is pretty sick. Like I want to use it more. I'm a solopreneur, so like I don't really share my code with people. I just write my own code. So like I don't freaking personally use it very much because I'm like one guy, right? But I mean, it is what it is, right? So, but it does remind me, I am launching a vibe coding bootcamp that I really recommend that you guys come and join. It's free. It'll be on Valentine's Day. So if you go to learn.dataexpert.io, you can come check out the vibe coding bootcamp. It's going to be really sick. It's going to be really, really sick. So let me kind of show you guys like how it's gonna be, right? So so if you go to the Data Expert Community Academy, you can go down and you'll see here's the vibe coding bootcamp, right? So we're going to be covering both had like, it'll be a 2-day product, right? Where like the first day we're going to work on building a very good landing page and defining your product. And then on day 2, we will implement the product. So like the goal here is to go from 0 to functioning SaaS product in 2 days. It'll be kind of like a hackathon sort of thing, right? The iPhone is not around for 20 years. Like, yeah, exactly, Peter. Like, can we use ChatGPT web services? I think so. I have no, like, that's a weird question. I think so. Like, I mean, I think you have to have the subscription. I have no idea. You can use the Python APIs. I think you have to use the Python APIs. This is a question that you should Google. like, yeah, but like, remember, learn.dataexpert.io is where you can come and join this bootcamp. Like, because then what you can do is we're going to be working with Sylph.ai, right, which is an up and coming startup, right, that has a company Addle. Addle is, or it has a tool Addle, right, where, and you see, there's me. Addle is used by Data Expert, and it's also used by people at Stripe and Google and GitHub and Vercel and Meta, like all the companies that you would imagine. And it has both, right? You can also do a web UI Addle if you want, but like I love the terminal UI. I love terminal so much, right? So definitely, if you want, this is a prerequisite to joining the Vibe Coding Bootcamp, but you need to go to sylph.ai. And sylph.ai is where you can get the terminal agent that will let you build and code. And it should be really sick. I'm really excited for this. Like, don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to learn about how to build a SaaS product. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you build a SaaS product that makes $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, you just never have to work again for the rest of your life, right? If you have something that's sticky that makes $20,000 a month, you don't have to work ever again, right? And think about that. And you could just, and that can start in 10 days with this Vibe Coding Bootcamp. So like, definitely be thinking through on that, like how you're doing things, right? Do you plan to visit SFO occasionally? Yes, I'm going to be planning to visit SFO pretty regularly. It's still going to be a big part. Do you do any other public business than Data Expert right now? I mean, I have Tech Creator. So Tech Creator is my other play, right? So we have Tech Creator, right? So Tech Creator is the Tech Creator platform. So you can build your own cohort Discord community and course quickly with Tech Creator. So how Tech Creator works is like, you'll see Data Expert is on Tech Creator. You see it's like literally the same. Like you saw how like the code is like almost the same, but you can customize this a lot, right? Like you'll see like, so I have a friend, his name is Karan. Karan, he has the cyber instructor and he teaches cybersecurity. And so, and you'll see here, this is his boot camp, right? And so he teaches cybersecurity on the platform, right? And then we also have Vishali. Vishali, she teaches data interview skills. So if you care a lot about product data science, so product data science is what Vishali teaches. And this is definitely Vishali's awesome. She's a really awesome instructor. Highly recommend checking out Crack. This is crackdatainterview.techcreator.io. She has a completely free product data science interview course that you can check out, and you can join her Discord. Highly recommend this one as well. Like it's great, right? Any tips for Netflix DE interviews outside of hard skills? Make sure you know every single thing about the culture deck. Worth checking out some of their architecture. Yes, no architecture, no Lambda versus Kappa architecture, no when to pick streaming, no when to pick microbatch. Know the culture very well. Memorize it. Go read Radical Candor. Go read freaking what's that other book? No Rules, and Radical Candor. Go read those two things, and that's going to be the big thing. So like, but yeah, if you guys are interested in like joining Tech Creator, if you want to teach, if you're interested in teaching, this is working really well now. Like this product and this program is working extremely well, and it's I'm really excited to see where we can go with it. So highly recommend. So this is my other public business. It's doing pretty well. This business does like about about $250,000 in annual revenue. So we're getting there. We're getting there. $250,000 in annual revenue. We're slow. Whoa, there we go. I like booted me out there for a second. Saying any plans for meetup in SFO? Got to meet you, please. Like, no plans. Like, I mean, like not yet. I mean, like I'm trying to settle my life right now, and it's like I'm like part of that is like by not going to San Francisco, right? Is like by freaking literally going and being somewhere else, right? So yeah, eventually I will do a meetup in SFO, right? For sure. But I mean, it is what it is. That's why you should come to the going away party, bro. I tried it, but can't find a way to configure OpenAI AI API key from ChatGPT. I mean, API key works only from Python API usage. I'm pretty sure. It's only from Python API. How can I intentionally gain real production experience? Real experience with my previous roles did not give full ownership of pipelines. You need to get a new role. If you need real production experience, you need a new role that lets you have that, right? It's not like, okay, like how are you going to do it any other way? There's not going to be a way to do it any other way, right? So like definitely just realize that like it's time to switch. It's time to freaking go to a new role. It's time to freaking just go interview, brush off your freaking things, right? Because it's like if they're blocking ownership of things that you want, then you need to freaking go somewhere else, right? That's just how it works. It's how it works. Like it's kind of like recognizing when a situation is shit and exiting that situation is it's wisdom, right? There's a lot of wisdom in doing so, right? So that's what I would recommend that specifically. That would be a big thing to be thinking about. Someone's also asking about, do you have any other public business? So I also I founded a third startup actually that I'm slowly transitioning towards because I do want to build an infrastructure startup. So I'm going to be building a data infrastructure startup. I do need a lot of help on it though. The data infrastructure startup is going to be like I want to do it in a very different way. Like it's not gonna be like I'm trying to build, I want to try building a company in a different way, right? Because both Tech Creator and Data Expert are built where it's just so much on me. It's so much on me specifically, right? And it's like it's an extension of myself. Whereas like I want to build something that's more of an extension of a team, and I want it to be more of like I need a co-founder and I need to build it up, right? And so yeah, we'll be doing this very interesting. Like it's a data infrastructure company based around Apache Iceberg that I'm really excited about. I'm hacking on it slowly but surely. We're getting there, right? I'm hoping to get. I'm trying to find a co-founder to work on this infrastructure product with. So and someone who can be really obsessive, someone who has a lot of infrastructure experience. That would be really awesome because then hopefully we can just get bought by Databricks and then we can freaking sail off into the sunset, right? And we can build something that's really, really awesome. So that's my third project. If you see on my LinkedIn, I have like one second, like let me go to my profile real quick and you can kind of see what I mean by that. So like you see on my LinkedIn how I have I'm the founder of a stealth startup. So I have my stealth startup that I this is very recent, very very recent. And then then I have Data Expert down here. It's been crazy. It's crazy that like Data Expert is not even 3 years old, right? Data Expert is freaking wow, like well that's like me yapping oh that's like a weird inception shit right there. But it's crazy. Data Expert's not even 3 years old. It'll be 3 years old in 20 days. In 20 days, we'll be at 3 years, right? So, how to contribute to your third startup? Not very experienced, but want to contribute. If you're not experienced, I don't want you. Sorry. Like, I'm not looking to mentor people in the startup, right? Like, I need, like, the very first person I need is a very experienced co founder. That's what I need. So, like, I'm not starting with, yeah, let's bring on the interns, right? And because that's not how you build a startup, right? You have to have like a very solid core of people first, and then you bring on like the interns and the less experienced people to add on, right? That's just how you structure a startup. Got laid off, was mainly GCP focused, struggling to land a job, full 3 years DE experience. Any help? I mean, there's a couple things to be thinking about. One is if you want, I can get you a discount on the Databricks bootcamp if you reach out. If any of you have been laid off and you want a pretty big discount on the Databricks bootcamp, reach out to me. I can help you guys. I want to honor the fact that like jobs are in a weird spot right now. So I'd say join the Databricks bootcamp. Diversify, learn GCP and AWS. If you know GCP and AWS, you're going to be in a better spot because there's a lot more roles that target AWS and Azure than GCP. GCP is only like 15% of data engineering roles. So 85% of roles are in a different space, right? So Elon Musk claims future storage will be built on cloud. I mean, literally on cloud. What the hell is this, Zach? Did you hear data centers on the cloud? Yeah. I mean, I've heard data centers on the moon too. Like, I mean, because one of the biggest problems with data centers is like keeping them cool, right? Like we like right now AI systems, they freaking require an unbelievable amount of water to cool them down, right? And the thing is like space is really cold, right? So like if we solve that problem where space is cold, then freaking like that we just put the data centers in space, then freaking that is a great way to go, right? So highly recommend checking that out. Um, Also missing learning something from your job. Why not just build something at home and take about it on the job interview? I had no clue about Power BI, made a few dashboards at home, learned semantic models, analysis services, and they approved it on the interview. Yeah, I mean, that's great. That's why take home assignments are weird, right? Because especially nowadays, take home assignments are really weird because you can just chat GPT it, right? And you can fake confidence as well. But like that's the future of the world, guys. I hope you guys realize that. Like the future of the world is that skill doesn't matter anymore. Right? It's just like, do you know how to ask AI the right questions? And you don't even have to know the depth very much, right? You know what, you need to know it a little bit, right? But like, and you need to know like when it might be a little bit wrong or a little bit off, or like why it's wrong, or like even in the future though, I think that guiding it to be like, hey, there's this bug here, and you don't even understand the bug. You just know that there was a bug, there's a problem, and then you can kind of guide it in the debugging process. That is going to be another really solid way to freaking go about doing things that I would highly recommend as like another way to do it. Yeah, I'll reach out on Discord. Great. I'm excited to see you, Taranjeet. Taranjeet. That's a good name. Yeah, I'm here for another 15 minutes, guys. So you want to ask away your questions. This is we're trying our best to like build and figure out like what is next, you know. But like it's gonna be good. I'm excited to see where like the world goes, right? And you know, it's amazing. I think that the new world order, where we're headed, where like everything is AI driven and like everything is good, right? In a very boring job, thought on quitting and quitting jobs and focusing on upskilling. If you're in a very boring job, why would you quit and then upskill? If it's boring, that means you have a lot of time to like focus on upskilling, right? So keep working your boring job, upskill while you're working, right? And then get a new job, right? Then I mean, unless it's like draining, if because boring jobs can be emotionally draining. If it's both boring and emotionally draining, then quit to upskill. But if it's just boring and you have time, then just do it that way, right? So that's going to be the way to do it. So enterprise data never, ever will be exposed to AI, and hence we feel safe about data engineering career. I mean, it will be exposed, but it's like it needs to be exposed in a very thoughtful way. Enterprise data has to be exposed to AI in a very thoughtful way, right? That's the whole point, right? Is it needs to be very thoughtful, right? And that connection of enterprise data to AI needs to be thoughtful and really thought through, right? So, and that is the data engineer's job, right? That's the future job of the data engineer. We're moving away from analytical oriented architectures to action oriented architectures, right? So in the future, I mean, in the past, right, analytical oriented architecture, the data engineer takes enterprise data and then turns it into nice data sets that data analyst can query and look at, right? That's the old world. That world is slow and terrible because it relies on human bandwidth, because the human has to like read the data, has to observe the data, understand, just a lot of shit has to happen from one human. In the future, it will be the data engineer builds data sets and contexts that are fed to AI, and then the AI will automatically do things at every moment during the day, because the AI does not sleep. The AI is looking at data all the time, right? So this is where streaming architectures will also come into play, because the AI will want to be able to react 24/7, not just react like when the batch pipeline is done. So I think streaming architectures are also going to become a little bit bigger. That's where like change data capture, CDC, another big one, right? Will you teach this transition in Databricks bootcamp? Yeah, that's a big thing we're talking about, is like how to build AI agents, that like how to build data sets that then can be fed to AI agents to take action. That's literally what the bootcamp's all about, right? Thank you for what you do. Excited to start the bootcamp on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Robert, I'm excited for you to be there. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. So yeah, the Databricks bootcamp is teaching exactly that. Like you guys got to understand. Like my whole goal is like the 15. So I started the 15-week challenge back on January 6th, right? And it's going until middle of April. And the people, the very smart people who took me up on the whole 15-week challenge, they will learn everything, right? So the first 5 weeks is all about data and analytics. The next 5 weeks is about data into AI. And the last 5 weeks is about AI doing everything, right? Are data analysts screwed then? The data analysts who think that they can just use Excel and Tableau and live happily ever after are fucking cooked. Yes, they're cooked. Data analysts who refuse to learn are cooked. Yes. Not data analysts overall, but data analysts that refuse to learn are absolutely fucking cooked. Yes. Do you think analytics jobs are at high risk as agents can build queries already if the context is good enough? Yeah. But it comes back to like the data model needs to be really amazing, right? Because AI is really bad if the data model is bad, right? If the columns are weird, if the columns have a bunch of like, if the columns and comments are weird, right? The columns and comments, if they're weird, then the AI is going to hallucinate and it's not going to do a good job writing analytical queries. So because most companies suck ass, AI is not going to do a good job for them. But the companies that do a good job building really solid data models, the AI is going to do amazingly for them. And that's where like it's going to shift the responsibility upstream a little bit, right? So like, because the data engineer is already thinking about that, right? The data engineer, when he's making his data set, he's like, what queries are going to be ran, right? And thinking about what are all the possible shapes of queries that should be ran on this data set. And that skill will become even more valuable because now those queries will go from being ran by a human to being ran by an AI. And that AI will be able to run queries all the time and make decisions like instantly. Right. So action oriented architectures is where we're going. And, action oriented architecture is like the other big thing you have to talk about in that space is MCP, right? Model context protocol. So that like the agent doesn't just look at the data, it looks at the data and then like takes an action, like it, opens an issue or it creates a pull request or it freaking, refunds a customer or it, opens a thread, it pings you on Slack, whatever it needs to do, it will do. Right. So that's the future of AI agents for sure. And like, I mean, and that's the future of analytics as a whole. Right. Zach, I'm curious how to remember a lot of things and teaching a lot. I mean, how is your mental model works to do all this works, man? How is your learning platform looks like? I mean, a lot of this is like comes back to the fact that I've been doing this for so long, right? I started doing this when I was 19. I've been doing analytical and analytical oriented work and data engineering oriented work since I was 19. It's been 13 years, and I guess like more like 10 years of that, and then 3 years of teaching. But a lot of the teaching still has a lot of the analytical oriented work, right? So there might be a lot more demand for decent DEs, but analysts might have to move this way, maybe. Yeah, I mean, analysts, you got to understand it's also DEs also are in a complicated spot because building a pipeline is really fucking easy now, right? I mean, like guys, like you want to see something that's freaking crazy? Here, I'm just gonna show you something real quick. We're gonna go in here and we're gonna go back to we're gonna vibe code for just a second. We're gonna make a new project here, right? We're gonna make dir, and I'm gonna call this SCD2 pipeline, right? And then we're gonna say CD SCD2 pipeline, SCD2 pipeline, and then we're gonna go addle, and then we're gonna say generate an Airflow DAG that is deployed on Astronomer that creates an SCD2 type table from this schema. So then we have a schema here of like a create table, users, and then we have user ID big int, and then we have country. Oh, we have user ID big int, then country. This is going to be a text, right? And then we have is active, and this is a Boolean. And then we want to say make sure to track both country and is active in the SCD table, right? So now this is going to generate an Airflow DAG, right? So now this is like, obviously I'm starting from a completely empty directory, right? So there's absolutely no code at all in the directory, right? So while that's running, I want to like actually open it up. Let's open this up in PyCharm real quick. So let's go open, we say documents, this is in code. And we have SCD2 pipeline open. Oh yeah, we got to tell addle that it's okay. We're going to tell addle, okay, we're good. So now this is generating our SCD2 pipeline. And you'll notice here is, we can watch it kind of generate the code. So here are the DAGs. So we have a DAG here. So here is our actual DAG where it's creating the actual pipeline code to see like if things have changed, right? And see how it even created the indexes for good, fast querying. And it has the best practice of creating a surrogate key, right? And then here is the actual like SCD2 logic that is pretty good, right? And then here it creates the DAG, right? The actual DAG records. And so Did this actually, okay, this didn't actually, we needed to do the rest of it. Can you add the boilerplate so we can run this DAG locally with Airflow? So we just need to, it needs the deploy code, right? Because, you know, there's a lot of, the other thing that a lot of data engineers pride themselves on is like, hey, can we do DevOps? Can we work with Docker? Can we work with, and setting up all that stuff, right? So now this is, so now we have, see here, it's going to be generating the Docker file. Here's where it pulls in freaking Astro, right? And so now what we can do is we'll let Adel run here for just a little bit longer, but you'll see we have a SCD2 pipeline that's already like pretty good. All we really need to do is set up the database connection. That's like the one kind of more manual piece of this puzzle. But like, okay, so now what we can do is that we can just say Astro dev start, right? So now this is, let me say Astro init. Is this gonna work? Astro dev start is not gonna work. Astro dev start should work, right? This is not run Astro dev init. Okay, there we go. Yes, want to. Okay, now we should be able to do Astro dev start. So now this is gonna spin up the containers for Airflow, and understand, like, I built this, like, we just started from absolutely nothing 5 seconds ago, right? From absolutely nothing. Now we have a pretty much a best practices oriented SCD2 pipeline. This is something that like a mid-level to senior engineer, it used to take a mid-level to senior engineer maybe like 3 or 4 days to really get this right. And so now we will be building and deploying this to Airflow, right? So understand that, like, that is what value I'll add compared to Claude Code. You can use any model. That's a big thing. You don't have to use Opus. Like, you can use Codex. You can use, so it's like very awesome to switch between those things. Other things is it has a lot of really good history. Like, and like I found that the UX is just better, and the system prompts behind the scenes are better. Oh, there we go. Let me share my screen again. Let's see. Like, go here. There we go. So now we have Airflow. This is Airflow stood up, right? And then, okay. So now here is our SCD2 pipeline, right here. And it's like, you can see, we can even look at the code. Here's the code, and we can look at the graph, right? Here's our SCD2 pipeline, right? Up and running in Airflow. And you saw how long did that take me to do? You just made a jacked SCD2 pipeline. How can we stand out on GitHub for Recruiter now then? Well, like, I mean, you have to build something way more fucking awesome, right? Like, obviously, like, the thing is like, most data engineering roles, like, at least in my experience, a big chunk of data engineering roles do what I just did in 2 minutes. That's like the old role. That's literally what the old role was, is setting up Airflow DAGs that generate SCD2 pipelines, or that generate fact dimensional models, right? And dimensional modeling. That's literally what it is, right? And so, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, the speed at which you can develop as a data engineer is dramatically lower. You see how I have Airflow running, and I had nothing 5 seconds ago. I had nothing, right? I had literally an empty directory, and now I have a fully running Airflow instance that can run pipelines. So, like, that's the whole point that I'm trying to say, is, like, I'm not trying to say that, like, that data engineering's cooked, but, like, you can do things so much faster. And how will you stand out on GitHub? You have to build something amazing now. Just build something really amazing. That's, like, you got to understand, that's the big thing. You have to build something amazing, or have good experience, right? Or have a good network, right? That's why the bootcamp is great, because you get exposure to the Databricks network, and you get exposure to, like, my network of people, because there's like about 2,000 people who have taken the bootcamp, and they kind of like refer each other, and they kind of notify each other as well. So it's like not just about like it's not just about what you know or what you've built. It also matters like who you know and how to network, right? That's another, like, all of that matters, right? Any ideas for amazing? Build something real time. Build a real time shitcoin trading stock algorithm, right? So it's like, if you build like just a simple data pipeline, that's easy. But like, you build a simple data pipeline that then actually executes trades, that actually like uses data and executes trades, and you actually risk money and you show like the ROI. That's pretty cool. Like, if you want like more examples of like projects that you could work on, let me show you. Like, you could just go to like literally dataexpert.io, and you'll see down here, these are some good capstones. See this like real-time Formula One analytics.
I've joined this bootcamp to understand on
You
where
can
do I
you can go through these, and like there's like 4 or 5 different projects here that you can look at that are all really awesome. So that would be, and all of these people, everyone here who made a project, all of these projects landed these people jobs. Every single person here got a promotion or a new job because of the project that they built. So so like all my crypto, I guess. Always confused about okay, like, well, let's talk about this. Always confused about CDC and SCDs. So CDC is the capture all updates, and SCD is to store all of these updates. If yes, then SCD is the worst way to store CDC updates because it won't compress rows, right? Well, I mean, back to like usability though, right? It's like a lot of times you just want to know what the value, like you can think of it as like CDC is a set of changes. Like it's like my, I changed my favorite food to lasagna, right? But then SCD is my favorite food was curry from January 2001 to January 2026, right? And and you get the range, right? And so like SCD can actually compress changes as well, depending on what changes happen. So like generally speaking, you're right. CDC is the future. CDC, like just the change log is kind of like the future of where things are going. But the change log is also, it's more complicated and more technical to set up. So like SCD is oftentimes what we end up working with anyway. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to go through a couple more things with you guys again for anyone who just joined. So on Valentine's Day, we are launching a vibe coding bootcamp. It's 100% free, and we will give you cloud credits. We will give you cloud credits to learn vibe coding with us, and you will build an AI. You'll build a SaaS in 2 days, a SaaS product in 2 days, and you will be able to learn more. So if you go to learn.dataexpert.io is how you can get access to this vibe coding bootcamp. It's really awesome. Highly recommend it. If you want to join, though, you will need to make an account at sylph.ai. So if you go to sylph.ai, that's going to be where you need to go to get access to the tool. So if you've been watching the live, I've been using Addle. Addle is the tool that I've been using. It's the tool I just used to build out that Airflow DAG in 5 seconds. So it's really awesome. It's really, really awesome. I highly recommend checking out sylph.ai. And we'll be teaching Addle in the 2-day vibe coding bootcamp. Should be really awesome. Really, really excited about it. So that's one. We also have some other programs coming up. We have the what is it? Where is it? Okay. Well, yeah, we'll just go to dataexpert.io. So we also have the data engineering bootcamp that's coming up. This is actually going to be moved. It's moved to February 16th. We'll be starting on February 16th, and then you can join here. Make sure you can use code Databricks20. So I'll put this up on the screen. So you can do Databricks 20. Possibility of reducing content pass costs? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like we're definitely not reducing the content cost pass. That's literally my cheapest offer, right? Definitely not. Like it's very affordable right now. So anyways, like definitely check out dataexpert.io/Databricks20. You can get 20% off you can get 20% off both the Databricks Bootcamp as well as the subscription product. If you want to check out the subscription product, you can also get 20% off that as well. So anyways, I hope you guys found this live useful. I hope you found this live interesting. And I'm excited to see where you guys land in your careers. Make sure to recognize AI is a massive opportunity. It is not something to be scared of. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. And